Good evening. You are tuned to KGVM Bozeman. We are Gallatin Valley Community Radio. You can find us at 95.9 on your FM dial or kgvm.org online. And I would like to thank our sponsors for this evening: Slam, supporting local artists and musicians; Colombo's Pizza and Pasta; Bozeman Brewing Company; and Silverleaf Cannabis for their support of our programming here on KGVM and specifically of the local musician spotlight. We are out in the Tune Factory tonight, and we're here with Drew McDowell.
Drift free and desert winds, be easy with your fettered friends, show each other our last worldly hand. Take whatever the lunch lady brings, finding the light in the strangest of things. Join another in the heart of gold band. Straight ahead past the crooked man, this road so wide you can hardly stand. Ask your questions but don't demand, taking a lifetime to understand. Tell me, am I being useful? Or am I taking the whole world personal? Gotta throw those if-onlys away. Looking for a robe, a crown and brown eyes, or a chubby monk all smiling and wise. But all I can find is kindness of mankind. If you get confused, just try listening. Move yourself around like you're free from prison, and no one really cares what it is you're doing. So stop making everything about you then.
Thanks for coming in tonight, Drew. It's good to have you on the show.
Thank you guys very much. Happy to be here.
Good. I was listening to the lyrics of that song, and what was it? Sometimes when you're looking around, all you can find is human kindness.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes when I'm looking around for that, I have to look for a while these days. It's it's a little distressing, but then every once in a while, it just kind of comes out of nowhere, and that's a pretty refreshing thought. So how long have you been playing music?
Well, it all started at Bozeman High School, garage band called Knights of the Roundhouse, a tribute to Chuck Norris. And I was a drummer, actually, for that band with some of my buddies. And we did a couple gigs, and I really fell in love with performance. There was nothing better. I would hop up there, sing a few songs, and then go back and play some drums. And then I got a guitar and learned Yellow Submarine, and next thing you know, I started putting words to chords and melody.
Nice. And so you were away from here for a while, and have you just came back not too long ago?
Yeah, that's correct. I've been here for less than a year. I moved here in the dead of winter. I was in Asheville, North Carolina.
Oh.
Yeah.
Kind of a pretty hopping music scene out there, as I understand it.
It is. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. Lots of good energy. And, man, people just love their bluegrass and they love their jam.
Yeah.
So, jam grass.
Yeah. How did it feel when you got back here comparatively, like the scene?
For me, it was very refreshing because I already knew some folks, and it was tough getting gigs in Asheville.
Was it?
It was a lot of work to play for free. And then here's a different story. I think the venues are pretty good to us. Yeah. I liked it. I was getting shows, and people were taking a chance on me and getting my foot in the door at different little breweries and coffee shops and whatever.
Yeah. It seems like over the last few years, the number of those places has kind of really picked up. And I mean, I don't really know. You might still be played for free, but at least you don't have to work as hard to get in there, maybe. And I think some places are maybe paying some, and
yeah,
so
yeah, they're good. They're kind. They're kind to us musicians here.
That's
That's
good.
what I think.
Yeah,
If you grew up in Montana and you head out to Nashville or something, you're gonna be broke for a long time.
yeah. It's I'm sure it will not change real fast, but I think that is kind of a conundrum that a lot of people, they'll kind of work in the local scene for a period of time and then decide that to take things to the next level, they kind of, they need to go to Nashville or someplace like that. It's like, well, there's ups and downs that I'm sure
Yeah.
come with that, and it seems to me that the way that the scene is starting to pick up here, that maybe there'll be more opportunities for people to kind of maybe not make the big leap, but make some more steps along the way without having to uproot and go somewhere else.
Yeah,
And-
it's happening. It's really cool. I mean, he just had Pinky and the Floyd play over at Kettle House, and
Yeah.
then you have Cole and the Thorns. Now I just saw is going to play the Elm. So those venues are giving us some opportunities, giving the locals some opportunities.
Yeah, I think that's fantastic. And Rialto kind of doing a little bit more again, and getting local people on as openers and sometimes headlining and stuff. So
Yeah.
it's pretty cool, and I think the number of kind of people doing recording and stuff. I mean, a lot of people anymore are just doing it themselves, but I think the opportunities to get in a studio are expanding. There's kind of some more options now, and a lot of different people that you can work with and stuff. So that's pretty refreshing. I think it seems like there's probably this critical mass that has to build up for some of those things to kind of really take off. And it seems like maybe Bozeman's over the hump for several of those now. So
Yeah, I think so. I think we're onto something here.
yeah, which is, it's awesome. You get to live in a nice place and be able to do music. That's hard to beat.
Yeah,
So-
and Billings is actually where I really built my musical reputation over there.
Yeah.
I started the band Arterial Drive in 2017, and we were together for about 5 years, and then I decided to move away. So but that was where I kind of cut my teeth, as they say, in the gigging circuit was over there in Billings, and
Yeah.
I can still make a phone call and get a good gig over there. It's nice.
Yeah. How's it seems like the scene's picking up over there pretty good too.
I think it is.
Yeah.
One thing, there's differences. Bozeman has a lot more interest in folk and bluegrass, I think, than Billings does at this point.
Yeah. Yeah. It's I mean the bluegrass scene here seems to be like significantly less than it was probably 10 years ago, but still it's still a big chunk of what's going on here. So yeah, I get the impression that there's a lot more kind of metal and hard stuff over in Billings.
Yep.
So-
You got the more extreme music, as they say.
Yeah.
Like underground hip hop and some noise groups and some
Yeah.
and yeah, just a lot of nice heavy stuff. Yeah, that's the place to be if you like to make noise.
Yeah, yeah. It's kind of cool now that it seems like, after we kind of got through COVID and stuff, the opportunities for people to kind of hit the circuit, if you're in Billings, you can get to Bozeman, get a show, go over to Missoula, maybe Butte, maybe up to Helena, and kind of make that loop. And I think it's great to see bands from Billings here, or Missoula here, and see bands from here getting shows over in those places too. And so I think that's just better all the way around. like keeps things a little more fresh for everybody, fans, musicians, and everything. So, well, I wonder if you want to maybe play some songs, and I'll stop yapping.
Yeah. Let's kick it off. So I have an inkling that you like folk songs.
Yeah, I like a lot of different things, but I do like folk songs. Yes.
Did I hear correctly or see correctly that you're part of the Folklore Society?
Yeah, I booked the concerts for their concert series.
All right, so we'll do some songs in that vein.
All right.
I like to tell the story. I like to tell stories of people. Unfortunately, most of the times they're people who have already passed, but this one is for my great-grandfather, World War II veteran, and he was part of the 1st Special Service Force. They trained over in Fort Harrison, Helena. It was a combination of Canadian and American soldiers, and they did some of the most intensive and specialized training of anyone in that time period. So they were called the Black Devils Brigade, and that's what this song's called. Stoic by nature, rugged summit chaser, trekking 14ers all through the West. The war was a cancer and his bravery answered. He signed up to be among the best. Out in the frozen hills of Helena, training took its course. They were the spearhead of U.S. and Canada 1st Special Service Force. How could any man be ready for what the future had in store? Man's the master of his own fate. The B-42 blade, lives were paid, legends made. The Black Devils Brigade. Back in those Helena nights, cold beer and fights, and girls they thought the world of. Then the order arrived, boys say your goodbyes, this is war, no time for love. But Lieutenant Mark Radcliffe snuck out past the late shift to see his darling Edie for one more night. He promised her brighter days, he said, I'll love you always. Don't worry, my girl, we're gonna win this fight. Another war to end all wars. They believed in what they were fighting for. The mortars fell and the shots flew by. His darling wife, so far away, was never too far from his mind. He taught me how to shake hands and to look him in the eye. He told me never doubt yourself, keep your word, but you could lose a little pride. He held his tongue for his nation during Nazi interrogation. And ever since then, he favored his left side. But he escaped with his life. He led the first soldiers into Rome. For all the allies, the Black Devil's Brigade. They came from the sea, they came from the sky. Another war to end all wars, from Mount Defensa to Anzio shore. And man's the master of his own fate. V42 blade, lives were paid, legends made. Black Devil's Brigade.
Can't beat a good story song like that.
Thank you. Thank you very much. He was a tough guy.
I'll bet.
And the other character in that song, Edie, it was my grandma. I have an Edie song as well. This one's called Fearless Curiosity. She lived to 104. Kind wrinkles around her face showed everyone just how much she smiled throughout her life. And I'd always hoped that one day age would reveal the same love she had onto mine. She had such a light. And if I had $1 for every time she made us stronger, well, I'd have enough to give us life of ease. But I think that I'd just rather have one more time to gather, and she'd tell us all to smile and be at peace. Go forth with fearless curiosity. I remember crawling around Grandma's place. Twiggy never ever left a trace. Could never find that cat. Now the weather's on in Grandpa's space. Wonder lies at the bottom of the staircase. Blast from the past. I never knew her younger face. Department store baking days could have started in pretty ladies, so I'm told. As time marched on, she kept her ways. Her doll collection fascinates. Cartwheel hats and bling bling at 100 years old. Joan Crawford, Edie Radcliffe, and Greta Garbo. She outlived many dear animals, her favorite shoes and childhood idols, and everybody else in the class of 33. Redwood trees and tortoises, they're known to live as long as this, but nothing can live as long as her memory. No, nothing can live as long as her memory. Never knew her younger face. Department store baking days could have started in pretty ladies, so I'm told. And if she'd have us gather around, remind us of what matters now, I think she'd tell us all to smile and be at peace. Go forth with fearless curiosity.
don't suppose that you get called upon to play those at any family gatherings or anything.
Oh, I do. I really do. I am the bard of my family. There's always at least one campfire kind of concert that I put on every year. Unfortunately, I'm always singing at funerals.
Yeah.
But it's, I mean, that's a special thing.
Yeah.
If you can make it through.
Right. Yeah. Sometimes that's a little rough, but.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I'm sure if you tried to sneak through all the way through one of those and didn't play those two songs, you probably wouldn't get away with it.
I have so many family songs that I might actually get away with it. It's crazy. I don't know. It's just like that's a lot of my inspiration comes from the stories that I know.
Yeah.
And actually, that's pretty much every single one of my songs comes from an experience that I had or somebody I know had. I can't get into that fictional writing.
Yeah.
It's
all rooted in hard, cold reality.
It is.
Nice.
Yeah. And I really should. I should try to jump into some other shoes and write from that perspective. But that's an exercise I'm starting to get into.
Yeah.
Just yeah.
Cool.
That's what they say. John Prine was the best at that.
Yeah.
Just jumping into another human's shoes and writing from that perspective. He had the ability to really capture that. I'd like to do that.
he was no slouch at it, that's for sure.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna do. Yeah. I'm just gonna keep rolling with these. This one's called Rose Gold Sky, and it's for my sister who was diagnosed with MS a few years back. And Rose Gold Sky is how I describe the Bozeman night sky when it's dumping snow.
Yeah.
Just like, that color that it gets. Yeah. And it's just going to be a great day on the hill. So that's what this one is called. When you wake up to a rose gold sky, you know snow gonna fly. Jump on to the old Falvey, it's a powder day. Those friends for life, they jump right in. It all works out in the end. A little girl with a lofty dream, well, got a PhD. Never show the world she's tired. When life demands you jump higher. How high is that, you say? Work drama, jerks and flat tires. Found out her boyfriend's a liar. Oh, all of those bitter things. But she sure can make sweet lemonade. Spoke up to an ache in her knee, then moved to extremities, debilitating fatigue. It kills me to see. Never show the world she's tired. When life demands you jump higher. How high is that, you say? Work drama, jerks and flat tires. Found out her boyfriend's a liar. things shouldn't happen till you get older. Too much to bear on her shoulders. God, won't you give this girl a break? Just trying not to grow colder. Big pharma's got a hold on her. It's a premium for your health's sake. But she sure can make sweet lemonade. When you wake up to a rose gold sky, still got the ride or dies. Load up into the old taco. Never let a little colder weather keep you home. Yeah. I like to stumble through with my new ones. That's what we do.
Yeah. They grow, and they probably grow in ways that you didn't expect sometimes when you do that.
Absolutely. I was just trying to explain to the person who cut my hair cutter today. Yeah, I cut off a bunch of my hair, so.
I was thinking last time I saw you, it was more.
Yeah, yeah. I feel a little naked. I feel a little less rock and roll right now, but that's okay. I like it. But I was trying to explain to her that I wrote a batch of songs last fall. So about almost a year ago, I wrote about 8, 9, 10 new songs, and it's just now I'm feeling confident enough to play them.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah, they just evolve, and you have to sit with them for a long time and just feel good enough to put your soul into the performance. That's what I try to do.
You got to just hang out with them and make friends with them and discover their quirks and foibles, I suppose.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, a bunch of these are ones that I've been sitting on for a year.
Yeah.
And it's time for them to go get your ear holes.
The songs like that last one, I mean, it's kind of a tough subject. Is it, do you think the songs like help dealing with things like that? Do you write them for that reason, or does that just kind of happen after the fact? Or
man, I hope that it helps everybody involved. I really do. It definitely helps me. So I hope it's not a selfish endeavor. I hope it's anyone who's affected by that. And yeah, writing a song, there's nothing better like that kind of catharsis that you feel. That's why they say that like breakups are good songwriting fuel. You'll just go lock yourself in a room for a day. You'll come out with 2 really good songs.
Hopefully feeling a little better about the whole situation.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that a lot of us, you know, if you're going through something kind of a difficult situation, I think it definitely helps to, you know, you hear something like that, and it's like, oh, just the feeling that you're not the only one going through this. I think a lot of people get some kind of comfort out of that, certainly. So.
Yeah, I think so too, and it's almost universal. I don't know. I like to believe it's universal that artists want to relate. That's what they want to do. They want to be understood, or they just want to grab people.
Right, connect somehow. Yeah,
exactly. Yep.
Yeah, it's that connection through music, I think, is maybe it's not unique. I mean, maybe poets and authors, maybe that connection is not that much different. But I don't know. It seems like there's something about music. Maybe it's just me. But
yeah, you might be biased.
I think that's certainly the case. So.
What do you think?
Yeah, I want to play.
I'll do another one, maybe a short one.
Yeah.
Bro, we got plenty.
Yeah, we got a lot of time, so.
We got time. All right.
Yeah, do.
All right. Gosh. All right, here's an autobiographical one. This is from my latest release called Drew McDowell. It actually does not have a title. It's pretty confusing, actually. The CD has nothing on it except for a little illustration of a boy in a business suit watering a plant. So people don't know that it's me. I'm going through a phase, I guess. Becoming nobody. It's called Potential. Mother takes her children to the market, which is tough enough without those sticky fingers reaching down into the gummy bin. Oh hell. Sometimes there's nothing she can do. The little one gets busted by the clerk, says empty all your pockets, now caught in a lie. So embarrassed, so angry at himself. Why can't he just follow the rules? Your dad is gonna find out, he's gonna have some words for you. Gonna take that damn Nintendo and your AOL too. Your mother and your brother try to keep an eye on you. Your phone's always better, the things you do, and disappointing as hell, but just wanna see you do well, bud. You got so much potential. Father visits every other weekend to make sure his son's okay. He's made some bad decisions, keep your head, you're gonna find your way. Sometimes that's all that he can do. He fidgets with the telephone cord just like his old man across the glass. Oh, how he wishes he could go back to the Friday before last. Why can't he just have one or two? And no one else could make it, but they wanted to. But they can't stand to see you in those chains and those orange shoes. Your brother's in Alaska and your sister's in vet school. Your mother's staying busy, hiding from this heavy truth. And it's disappointing as hell, but just wanna see you do well, bud. You've got so much potential. Stop hating yourself, son. Yeah, you damn did what you done. Yeah, it's all consequential, but nothing's uncorrectable. Now a young man gets all cleaned up for a party. Everybody's gonna be there. So much alcohol and feel-good pills. He'll just drink socially. Yeah, why can't he just have one or two? He wakes up in a haze, his random color has been called. He's gotta blow into a breathalyzer. When the hell did he lose all control? What a weak and stupid fool. Back inside the courthouse, revocation looms. All rise, he can't lift his eyes when the judge enters the room. He said, it breaks my heart to see your life go down the tube. And for the love of everyone, just quit those things you do. And it's disappointing as hell, but just wanna wanna see you do well, but you've got so much potential. Oh, you're disgracing yourself, son. No, you're not, you on that drug. Yeah, this time will be helpful. 10 years I'd stayed correctional. And now his father visits every other weekend to make sure his son's okay. All of those going tos, good intentions surely paved the way. Sometimes there's nothing he can do. Yeah.
Wow.
A little bit of a story there.
I'll bet.
My story. Hopping in and out of treatment centers and correctional facilities for a while there.
Things you had a little crossed up for a while.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I did. I seem to have found the root of my issue, though. Things have gone well.
That's good. It's,
I've been off probation for a couple years now. Things are going smooth.
If you are just tuning in, this is the local musician spotlight here on KGVM Bozeman, 95.9 FM, kgvm.org online. We're in the Tune Factory with Drew McDowell, and I do want to say thank you to Pat Loken for the Tune Factory and the video and the audio and all the work and everything that he does to keep the wheels on this crazy cart and keep it rolling along. So, and if you want to hear some of these songs again, you're in luck, because we are going to re-air the program on Saturday afternoon at 6 p.m. I guess that's Saturday evening. But you can also go to the Loken Productions YouTube channel and you can watch the video anytime you want. So that'll be there if you missed the first part or know somebody else that would like to watch or want to see it again. So.
All right, I think I should lighten it up a little. So the story behind this one, yeah, we'll do a little story time here. Not a reverby story either. That could be too intense. I was living in Asheville. My girlfriend Courage and I, we hopped in a camper and lived in that camper for about 8 months when the pandemic really kicked up fiercely, and I didn't have any more gigs and she could work remotely, so we just went. And I've got the Chevy van that's covered in stickers, and it was pulling this little 18-foot camper around, and we just lived on the road, trying to find a different place to live, because both were born and raised in Montana. So, well, I was born in Washington, but I was a little kid when I moved here. Anyways, we found Asheville, and that's the setting for this story. I was going to change the oil on her car, and I found this little tincture bottle, and I'm thinking, it's just like some harmless CBD oil, just like, just take the edge off, maybe. I probably won't feel it at all. Took entirely too many drops of that thing, and it just blasted me off. And next thing you know, I'm in an hour-long conversation with the guy changing my oil about his life, and I cannot drive. So I brought my guitar with me. I usually bring the guitar with me everywhere, just if inspiration strikes. And this was inspiration. So I wrote this song while during my tincture trip. All right. It's called Path to Awe. Like awe-inspiring things. Some people misinterpret it. Well, you can interpret it however you want, but sometimes the awe is a different exclamation for everyone. All right. Sweet darling, I'm stoned again. That little old dropper took me for a spin, and I beg your pardon, what a night it's been. But I still love you when I'm tripping, and I've spent a lot of time trying to find my center, stumbling through life until the night I met her. Gravity, what a challenging scientific law. While walking the path to awe, always make your way to Now I'm stuck in this crowded place where my self-deprecating thoughts are made, and I'm being told such unpleasant things. I'm old and lame, but you still love me the same. And I've spent a lot of time trying to find my center, stumbling through life until the night I met her. Gravity, what a challenging scientific law. While walking the path to awe, always make your way to awe. Life is easier with less left turns. You can hear my mind when I don't know the words, and decaffeinated coffee is still caffeinated. Apples are better when they're refrigerated, and you tape my paper aeroplane and I stopped doing loops. I made Legos and girl, you're my glue. I seem to be experiencing natural decay, but you love me all the same. And life starts looking like a bad trip, baby. You're my honey hog farm, wavy gravy. You're my chill. What the hell was in that pill? And there's the shitty place there, my mind, it can take me when it seems like I'm terrible at everything. Lately, Nancy's at the wheel. You hit me with the real. Oh, no, no, and I've spent a lot of time trying to find my center, stumbling through life until the night I met her. Gravity, what a challenging scientific law. While walking the path to art, always make your way to art.
That's good advice. Always make your way to awe,
Yeah.
regardless of your mental state when that realization came upon. So it's just a good idea.
Absolutely. You can sit there in fear and torment, or you can maybe stick your head in the trees and find a little insect to be fascinated by.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and watch out for those tinctures, boys and girls. You gotta know what you're doing. And dosage is everything.
Start with one drop.
Yeah. You know, they say there's not a bad drug, there's only bad doses. Somebody said that one time. All right. Let's see. It's my my parents' anniversary coming up. So I wrote this song This one is called... Oh, Make It Double. Yep. Break the new 350 from its crate, bolted onto that old 1964 frame. Show me how it operates, that trusty workhorse V8, while the radio plays Paul McCartney tunes. Nothing more important than a tape, he says to me as he proceeds to measure every little thing. Till this project makes the grade, we're gonna work it every day while the radio plays golden earring tunes. How can I ever repay even half of what they gave? I wonder, will there be a day when I can steal that bill off the table, fly 'em out to see the autumn maples, lend a hand if they're not able, and be a landing pad if they stumble. Don't be so humble, making bail if ever they find trouble, and I'll find a way to repay and make it double. Make it double. Take a risk, 'cause life is gonna call for one. Try everything once except those powdery drugs. You are not those choices that you made. Let that give outweigh the take, and thank your mama for her endless love. How can I ever repay even half of what they gave? I wonder, will there be a day when I can steal that bill off the table, fly 'em out to see the autumn maples, lend a hand if they're not able, and be a landing pad when they stumble. Let it out, don't be so humble, making bail if ever they find trouble, and I'll find a way to repay. Make it double. Make it double. And I don't care to share all of the details of kids careening off the rails, limping back, feeling sick with shame. And if the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree that made you who you are, I guess my little ones will feel the same. Someday they'll steal that bill off the table, fly me out to a beach in Naples, lend a hand when I'm not able, and be a landing pad when I stumble. I hope by then I'll be more humble, making bail when I find trouble, and I'll find a way to repay and make it double. Make it double, yeah, yeah. That's for my mom and dad.
Nice.
We'll see if I can write a song that makes millions.
There you go.
Then I'll be able to
Then you can
repay.
do some of that. Yeah. Yeah, it's yeah. Some of those things to repay probably take something more than money, I think.
Yes, that's true.
It's there's a whole lot of things wrapped up in that debt, I think.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's not all money. hopefully the song comes across maybe as being, yeah, more than money.
Yeah.
Good point. Good point.
So you said kind of you had a bunch of songs that you wrote last year, kind of a prolific period.
Yeah.
Do things kind of go like that when you're writing? Do they kind of come in big streaks and then kind of go away, or?
Absolutely. It's for me, it comes in waves, and I think it's just because I set the intention to write songs sometimes, and I really, really like the inspiration doesn't just like hit you, and then you spend a week writing. I think that could happen, but for me, life is just, there's too much crap going on that you can't do that. So this time of year, actually probably after this show, coming up at the Filler, I'm gonna get my writing shoes on again, and you kind of set that intention, and just like you have all these little seeds that you write down in your notebook throughout the year, and then you just kind of wait for the time to put the puzzle pieces together. So I'm gonna start building the songs.
This feels like the right time to do it.
Yeah, I love the fall.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one that I just played, that one I wrote at the Red Lodge Songwriters Festival.
Oh, nice.
So that one was kind of like I had a day, and I was inspired by the other songwriters. So that one came kind of like a flash of inspiration, and then made sure to finish that thing before I went too far, because man, if you don't finish a song, sometimes you don't get to it. You don't get back to it forever.
Yeah. When you're writing, you try to do that? Try to like get one pretty well finished up before you start the next one.
Yeah.
They don't kind of run in parallel or anything.
No, and my favorite songwriters, like all of them, say the same thing.
Yeah. Just
get it. You got to get it done. You got to get the skeleton done before you leave it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. It's that whole process is fascinating to me, because I do not have a bias there. I know absolutely nothing about it, but it's just the different, I think the different ways that it kind of manifests in different people, and different people in different processes and stuff, and what sort of tools and techniques they have. I know some people that are very intentional about it. It's like, well, I'm going to go sit down for an hour a day or a couple hours a day or whatever. But I think a lot of the people I know, it's not. It doesn't quite work that way.
Yeah.
It's not quite that structured.
Yeah, I think you're right. Very different for everyone.
Yeah.
And some people can't start with lyrics.
Yeah.
And that's something that it fascinates me. People who will just have a chord progression, and then they just kind of, the rug is down on the floor, and they'll just do a bunch of random thoughts. Camera stand over there, and they just like, that's how they start their song.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I do not do that. I have all the lyrics written out, of hopefully some deep lyrics, and then I fit those lyrics to the melody and chord. Yeah.
So it pretty much always starts with lyrics.
For me, yes.
Yeah.
Pretty much always. Sometimes it'll start with a riff, if it's a really good riff.
Yeah.
But most times, that's just what I do. I compile lyrics.
Yeah.
So many lyrics just in a phone note, or even handwritten notebooks. I still have like a backpack full of lyrics. So yeah, it's kind of overwhelming.
Yeah, I imagine. It's like, oh, now it's time to write some songs. Oh man, now I gotta comb through my psyche.
Man, gosh, I was devastated. I lost a notebook. I lost what I thought was a very, very special, groundbreaking lyric notebook, and I lost it. And that upset me for a long time afterwards. And then you just reach that acceptance, and you're like, all right, well, everything you did in that notebook, kind of like conditioned you to be right here. So just accept what you're writing right now and just move on.
Move forward. Yeah. We probably got time for one more if you want to.
Cool. All right. I'll play this one. This coming show at the Filler. Drew McDowell and the Scurry. So this is one that we're gonna jam on there. It's a long way down to the bottom, but I can always dig a little more. And baby, when I reach that bottom, I'll find another trapdoor. I think, man, I've gotta get out of this place. What the hell am I waiting for? It's getting harder to find any sunshine the deeper that I go. Still I reach for the bottle. Why I ain't so sure. Written on the bottom of the bottle, I'll find the answers I'm looking for. Think, man, I've gotta get out of this place. What the hell am I waiting for? It's getting harder to find any sunshine the deeper that I go. Dust myself off, listening to Ram Dass and yoga with a Rodney. A meeting a day, call my mom to say hey with rigorous honesty. Yeah, the bills are all paid, it's time to partake in a little self-sabotage. With a head full of shame, I'll plan my escape into a bottle at the Travel Lodge. Travel Lodge. Find accommodations. Still I reach for the bottle. And why I ain't so sure. Written on the bottom of the bottle, I'll find the answer I'm looking for. Think, man, I've gotta get out of this place. What the hell am I waiting for? It's getting harder to find any sunshine the deeper that I go. Deeper that I go. Deeper that I go. Cool.
Nice.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah. So Friday night down at the filling station with the Scurry.
Yeah.
Opening up for Lost Ox, I think, right?
That's right.
Should be fun.
It's going to be so fun. Got my friends from Billings coming down, saxophone, bass, drums. Yeah, I love playing with these guys. It's going to be sweet.
Cool. Yeah, so, get out there and support live music, people. It needs some help. It needs some help to sustain. You got to support it, or it doesn't grow. And so I hope people will get out, see some shows, and buy some music. You know, Spotify and the streaming services are cool, but not if you're trying to make a living on your music. So get out there, buy some music, buy some merch, see some shows, and support your local artists. So I want to thank you again for coming in tonight. It's been a lot of fun, and look forward to catching the show on Friday night. And hope everybody will stay tuned right here to KGVM. We've got Forest Selection coming up next. I'll be back at 10 for some nocturnal transmissions, and we'll see where things go from there. So keep it locked right here to KGVM, and I hope everybody has a great night.